So yeah, actually, incidentally, kind of a segue from that question. I'm sure there were a few moments in the show when you got to do a few things that like the show sort of an episode focused on your character here and there, just like a number of the other characters. So was there any particular episode like that that you had a particular fond memory of, or even just a moment overall in the show that you had a particular fond memory of?
Probably filming Timeless, the 100th episode where the ship crashes into the ice planet. That was a fond memory. Was at the very end you see older Kim fixing it, and he's triumphant, and I remember shooting that final scene, and I was shooting it with Bob Picardo. The doctor was in that last scene. And I remember the director saying, "Cut!" Like, "Oh, great job!" And Bob looks at me and it's like, "Garrett, good job!" Like it's like he never knew I could act until that episode. As a doctor, I don't really pay attention to anyone but myself. That's pretty much it, right? Yeah. It's funny, because the way I get to my accents is I find a standard line or phrase that the character says. So for the doctor, it was a time that he had his mobile emitter, right? And as the actor, Bob Picardo, he shows up on the bridge early in the morning, and he is ebullient. He's just so excited. He's like, "Hello, I'm so happy to be here. Hey, how's it going?" And the thing was, as actors on the bridge all the time, we would call bridge scenes bridge hell or bridge fury or bridge, because it was so long and so monotonous that it just dragged on. And I just remember at the end of the day, Bob Picardo was like, "I don't really like being on the bridge any longer," And I was like, uh-huh. But anyway, so he walks in, and his line is, he goes, he's with Kess, okay, and he says, "Just remember, Kess, anybody can stargaze on the bridge, but the real action happens in sick bay." So that's the line that I usually use to find his accent. So, yeah.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello.
My father was never really a big science fiction fan until Voyager came out, actually. So he had asked me to come down here and put this question to you.
Okay.
So please keep that in mind.
Sure. He's not here then.
No, of course not. No,
okay.
No. He wanted to know how difficult it was to concentrate on lines when you were so close to working with Jerry Ryan. Because he is obsessed with her.
Oh my. Oh my goodness. Yes, Jerry Ryan was, when she showed up on the Voyager set, everyone took notice. It was something else, I'll tell you. We used to, my goodness, Jerry and I used to play this game where we would try to catch each other, surprise each other. We would hide and try to smack each other on the bum really hard. That was the game that she and I played, because we're exactly the same age, And so essentially, like, if she's walking on the set, I would try to hide behind a door, and then if she came by, I'd try to hit her. But she literally had eyes in the back of her head, because the woman she would be reading her script, literally. She'd be walking on the set. Let's say that AJ is me, right? So she'd walk on, and she'd take the script and block her ass. And keep going. She knew I was there every time. I tried to get, but she would get me, and when she got me, she would hit me so hard I couldn't sit down for like another hour or two. So, but yes, it was difficult to be around Jerry in her tight suit, But I became quite good friends with her. I would joke with her all the time, because in the beginning she had that silver suit. Do you remember that one? And then then the silver suit disappeared, and then it was all of a sudden I think it had something to do with the light color really just enhanced everything. So they were like, "Well, that's just way too big. So we're going to give you a different color suit." So then they gave her the grape-colored, the purple one, and then the brown one. So whenever she wore the brown one, I go, "You got the Dookie suit on today, eh?" Like that. And I would always say, "How's the dolphin?" It was like a dolphin over the one eye, and then a chicken claw across her face. So I would always mess with her all the time. So, yeah.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Howdy.
Your character, Instant Kim, is known for the one line of, especially, it's all about the voyage.
Yes.
And I just wonder how he would have felt had he known that Janeway had actually turned down an instantaneous trip home when she refused to have Q's baby.
Oh, that's right.
They would have been home the same day,
They
but
would have
she
been.
was above that.
Right.
Would Instant Kim have like smacked her in the side of the head, or?
No, because Ensign Kim would have realized we needed more episodes till the end of the show. There wouldn't have been a problem with that, no. It's funny because people ask me sometimes when I'm signing autographs, they'll say, "Can you write something that Kim says, you know?" And I sit there and I'm like, I don't know what to really say. But I do remember the most bizarre thing that Kim said was, there was an episode where we were trying to get a message through to the Alpha Quadrant, to a Romulan on the other side, and it's a tiny, tiny little wormhole that we're sending this transmission through. And Janeway looks at me and she goes, "Did the transmission go through?" And I look at her and I say, "Like a snake through a tube, Captain." And I remember as an actor reading the script going, what the heck is that? What the? And there were many times as an actor, I would read the script that, the week before and go, what the? The night that Kim and Seven are in the mess hall together, for instance, right? So that's the night that Kim is trying to make his move on Seven. And as an actor, I'm reading through, and then the Seven's character says, "Ensign Kim, do you wish to copulate?" And then I'm like, yeah. So I'm reading this thing. I'm going, Kim's gonna copulate with Seven. And then it says, Kim's response is, stammer, ... no. And I go, oh, turn the page. Where's the just kidding? Where's the just kidding? It's here somewhere. It's not here. And then for you know what? Literally, I would say the next 4 or 5 months after that episode aired, it didn't matter where I was in the world, people would look at me and go, oh, ooh, yeah, you turned down Seven. Smart move, idiot. So,
Data would have done it.
Data would, exactly. We were filming it. When we filmed that, actually, the day we filmed it, even Jerry made fun of it. I mean, the director goes, cut. Jerry goes, okay, any takers? She looks at the crew, any takers? And they're like, ooh, me. Ensign Kim, he's so much of a wuss. Okay.
Hello, how are you?
The snake.
I didn't say it.
AJ goes, the snake did not go through the tube on that. I'm sorry to call you out, but that was some funny stuff. Yes. AJ, everyone, yes, yeah.
Help me out, doctor.
Yes, doctor.
I'll do my best.
Yes.
All right, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Anyway, my question today is, when you finally got to shoot scenes as Captain Kim,
Yes.
how did that feel to have those extra pips on your collar? Like, how did it feel as an actor to actually be, not in the actual series, but eventually you realized that your character's potential was realized and became a captain?
Are you talking about the episode Nightingale, or are you talking about the final episode where you see the alternate reality Captain Kim?
I think. Well, I suppose both. I mean, the end game is now, technically an alternate reality that didn't happen, but in Nightingale, you were not an ensign anymore.
Well, it just didn't. Both of those it didn't really count, I felt. It was like, yeah, but no.
Oh, come on.
I know. It was, what's so funny about Endgame is that they asked all the actors to utilize old age makeup, right? And it just, I just remember they said, Janeway, we need you to have old age makeup and put jowls on and all these other prosthetics. And as actress Kate Mulgrew was like, I don't think so. You can make my hair all white, but I'm not going to do anything to my face. So I was like, all right. So they go to Roxanne Dawson. Roxanne, old age makeup. She's like, no, I can have one streak of gray through my hair. That makes me old enough. So the only person who agreed to the old age makeup was me. I was like, oh, I'll do it, And then after I look at the final episode, I'm like, wait a minute, Kim's the youngest, but he looks older than everybody else? That doesn't make any sense at all, right? What? So...
It was the stress of not getting promoted for 7 years.
That's right. Yeah, that's it. That is it, my man. You've hit it on the head. Thank you. Thank you, Doctor.
Hey, Garrett. How's
How
it
are
going?
you? Good.
A question for you.
Yes.
How did you feel when Chakotay ended up with 7 instead of you?
Yeah, that upset me. But also, she ended up she was being flirted with by the doctor, too. Do you remember that?
Oh, definitely.
Right? Wasn't there a little thing with the and see, that makes no sense to me, because let's face it. What is the doctor? He's Windows is what he is. He's just a program. That's it. So Microsoft Windows gets to have his flirtations with 7, and Kim gets nothing. Yeah, no. I at that point I had already given up on anything. I'm like, whatever. It's okay. So,
I just want to say, too, you're awesome.
oh, thank you. I appreciate that.
Oh, we got time for one more.
One more,
So you got-
okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Yes.
It was just a quick one.
Yes.
You were one of my favorites because you played the clarinet, and I did too. Do you play an instrument in real life?
Okay, here's the deal.
It's a long answer, maybe.
When they told me to play the clarinet, I said, well, I don't play the clarinet. And they said, okay, well, we're bringing in a clarinet teacher. And I said, well, how long do I get with the teacher? She's like, well, we've scheduled 1 hour. I go, I'm going to learn clarinet in 1 hour? I said, are you kidding me? And as an actor,
You get squeaky.
I always felt that I hate watching TV shows or movies where actors are supposedly playing either a sport or an instrument, and you can tell they have no idea how to do that, right? So I didn't want to be that guy. I wanted to make sure that all the correct fingering was, everything was like to the T. So I told them, I said, 1 hour is not enough. So I actually met with that guy for several hours every time Kim had to play the clarinet, and it was just such grief because everyone else was having fun, and here I am playing in the trailer. And then flash forward, I'm at a convention in Germany, and this German girl comes up to the mic and she goes, I know on Voyager that you play the clarinet, and I was wondering if it's possible if you play mine. So she brings out her clarinet. I'm on stage with Robbie McNeil, right? And Robbie's like, Garrett. He's like egging them on, and they're all clapping and screaming my name. I'm like, no. He's like, come on, Garrett, play the clarinet. So I take the clarinet, and this is years later, right? I take it, and a reed instrument, if you don't properly, you're not going to make any sound. So I take it, I'm like, just air, right? I'm like, oh my God, I'm turning red. I go, same thing. And now everyone's looking like, oh my gosh, he really cannot play the clarinet. So I said, okay, hold on, let me just go backstage. So I run backstage, and I take the reed out, I make sure it's all moisturized, I put it back on, and whoop, I go, yeah. So I run back out, I go, I'm ready, Germany, I'm ready. So I take the thing, air again. And I'm so upset. And I look at Robbie, I go, I hate you. This is your fault. And so then Robbie looks at me, and he can, I'm a very sensitive person. So he notices I'm really upset. And he goes, hey man, I'm sorry. I didn't know you couldn't make a sound. I'm like, he goes, is there anything I could do to make you feel better? And I go, I go, Germany, who wants to see Robbie McNeil take his shirt off? Like that. And then at this point, Robbie hadn't been in the gym in ages, right? So everyone's all clapping, Robbie. And he gets into it. He's like doing this like Chippendales kind of funky move. And he pulls his shirt off. He's got this beer belly, and it's glistening with sweat at the same time. So the whole audience is like, Robbie. Just silence. And I go, thank God there is a God. Thank you. Yeah, so anyway, thank you everybody for being
Garrett
here.
Wang, everyone.
Hey.
Thank you for coming to Hal-Con.
AJ. Thank you, sir.
Hal-Con.